Russia-Ukraine war news. China state visit by Xi gives Putin political relief. As Russia and China oppose the West on various issues, President Vladimir Putin will visit China, his most powerful ally. The Russian leader will visit China Thursday and Friday at Xi Jinping's request, China's foreign ministry announced Tuesday. Putin's first travel abroad since starting his fifth term last week comes after Washington pledged tens of billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine in its fight against Russia. U.S. sanctions targeted financial institutions that support Russia's defense industry. A Putin office press release says Putin and Xi will sign multiple documents and address the entire scope of problems relevant to the Russia-China umbrella partnership and strategic cooperation. They will also outline priorities for future practical collaboration between the two governments and have an in-depth exchange of perspectives on the most critical international and regional issues, the release said. The two leaders will also attend a 75th anniversary celebration of China-Soviet diplomatic relations. Beijing and Moscow have cooperated against the U.S. and its allies in recent years. Before Russia attacked Ukraine in February 2022, Xi and Putin established a no-limits relationship. China has repressed social media criticism of Russia despite its neutrality in the war. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov committed dual opposition to the West's bloc-based Asia-Pacific maneuvers last month. Russia relies more on Chinese trade and the yuan to fuel its economy amid crippling Western sanctions over Ukraine. Recently, the Biden administration has tightened the clamps on the world's second-largest economy, shaking these economic linkages. According to Russian media, more large Chinese banks have stopped receiving payments from Russian traders in recent months to avoid new U.S. secondary penalties. According to Chinese customs data, Chinese exports to Russia fell last month for the first time since the Ukrainian war, despite a two-year rise in trade. Putin won his fifth term in March with 87% of the vote, according to Russia's electoral authority. The lack of an alternative candidate and the crackdown on opposition voices drew international criticism to the vote. There is growing support for an extended NATO presence in Ukraine, possibly even the deployment of non-combat personnel to help Kyiv's military oppose Russia. This Monday, Maidis Roll, the Estonian president's national security advisor, told Breaking Defense that NATO partner Estonia, which borders Russia 545 miles, is seriously considering sending non-combat troops into western Ukraine. Roll said talks are underway. We should consider all options. Let's not limit our ideas. Estonia would rather deploy as part of a NATO mission to display broader joint power and determination. Roll said it's not impossible that NATO nations opposed to Ukraine military intervention might change their minds as time goes on. Roll's comments are the latest to suggest NATO engagement in Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron was the first to propose non-combat force deployment this year, which NATO's Baltic countries supported. However, cautious leaders like President Joe Biden and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz dismissed it. Macron said earlier this month that France would send troops to Ukraine if Russian forces burst through the front lines. Polish Deputy Foreign Minister Andrzej Sejna stated in March that Warsaw may crash Russian missiles over western Ukraine in reaction to Moscow's repeated weapons breaches into NATO airspace during Ukrainian target bombardments.